becomes so addicted to his faith that he dies as a Catholic boy. He leaves the body, returns back into another incarnation. He's still addicted to those emotions, to those patterns that he continues on that same ladder, Santos. So it's an emotional addiction, or is it just the way it is? And this is going to lead me into the next topic, which is homosexuality, because we're seeing, at least here, close to where I live, it's I don't want to use the word epidemic because it sounds bad, but in the broader sense, a lot. There's been a lot of people just showing their homosexuality, both male and female, which is something that was very, very taboo or minimal here, especially in the South American countries, unlike in the States or in Australia and Europe, where San Francisco is the capital of the gays. But down here we're seeing a huge amount of kids, young kids, 14, 15 years old, already declaring themselves that they're homosexuals. So this is why I ask you then, is it an emotional attachment, an addiction to that past life that you weren't able to resolve those issues and now you come back again to continue? If that's the case, then is homosexuality then an addiction that you weren't able to resolve in your previous life, Santos?
Well, look, in the Bible, homosexuals were called eunuchs. And they were given special jobs, you see. Eunuchs were born that way. Now, they were given special jobs because they could be trusted, for instance, with looking after the queen or women of noble birth. The men would the kings or their husbands would be able to leave the eunuchs with their, they could travel abroad and leave the queen behind with the eunuchs looking after it because they had no sexual desire for women, you see. So a eunuch was useful. But homosexuals have the same responsibility as straight people to look after the oil. Just because they're homosexual just doesn't mean that they can just go squandering the oil, and there are repercussions for that. They need also to be careful in their sexual practices. We all do. It's a gift, but it's also a double-edged sword, and it can destroy you. In particular, if all you're thinking about is just wasting the seed and having orgasms. I would recommend that people really just have a look at tantric sex and learn how to not have the orgasm. And I'd be watching this ASAP. You can buy that on Amazon. This is a great video. The Secret Garden to Eden. Sex, Secret Garden to Eden, and it's called Alchemy, Tantra, and Kabbalah in the Mysteries of Adam and Eve. This is not what you expect, what you're thinking. This is the true science. These guys are teaching it, and they advocate no orgasm. You can have wonderful sex without having an orgasm. Oh, I don't know whether it's a trillion times better or a gazillion times better, but it is definitely way, way better to practice tantric sex than just to have 10 minutes of fleshly, lustful sex and just blow your juices. Those are the juices that come from the brain. All you're doing is you're just emptying your brain, and you're never going to bring the oil back up so that your brain can be recharged and reactivate those dormant brain cells. That's your brain. It's your brain you're losing.
Santos, but why are we seeing such a huge amount of homosexuals today? Why is that?
Well, these people,